The Omni deck sucks. Now, if you're not familiar with this particular product, it's a trick where a deck of cards converts into a piece of glass, a piece of plastic. Either way, you could see through it and people go, oh my goodness, the deck turned into a clear plastic block. Now, unfortunately, I was going to make an entire video on this particular topic. However, the Batman of Mentalism and Magic, David from his blog, beat me to it, and he has a whole article talking about how and why the Omni deck sucks. And well, I'm not going to do a video now that he already covered the topic. What I will do, however, is provide an alternative, different alternatives to the Omni deck, because at the end of the day, it's just the surprise that matters. The only reason the Omni deck is anything of value is not because of the trick, it's because of the surprise. You have a transformation in state. The deck once seemed like a normal, ordinary deck of playing cards that they picked the card from, and then it turns into something else. In this case, it turns into a clear plastic block. It could have turned into a piece of cheese. It could have turned into my father. So the surprise is what makes the trick so relevant. As a matter of fact, the trick doesn't even stand on its own. You can't just do it. You can't just have somebody pick a card and then you turn the deck into a clear plastic block, because then they're going to go, oh, you just switch decks, and that's a piece of plastic that now you rang in. And guess what? They would be right. They would be right. So here are some alternatives that you could actually perform and how to get into them. Whoa! As with the traditional use of the Omni deck, of which I didn't bother to look through my boxes of magic props and virginity to find for this particular video, you need to switch decks. Sir, ma'am, please, I want you to select any card you want. That one right there, great. Good eye. Please remember it, don't forget it. I'll tell you what, I'll even place your card in the middle of the deck, because it cannot be on top. That's the only thing that we can't have. We can't have your card be on top. So that's not your card, right? Of course, the participant is going to go, oh my God, that's my card. And you go, oh man, we can't have this. Your card has to be in the middle of the deck. It cannot be on top of the deck. If not, the trick is not going to work. So hopefully your card's not on top. Oh man, this is going to be more difficult than I anticipated. Why don't we try losing it in the middle and then shuffling? I think that's better, right? If we mix it and then make sure that it's thoroughly lost in the middle of the deck, and we'll never be able to find it because it's somewhere in the middle. There's no way that card could possibly ever make its way back to the top. Oh man, no, we need to lose that card somewhere in there. That card is going to stay in the middle. Why don't you touch another card and maybe we'll try again. All right, perfect. The four of clubs. The four of clubs. So that card is going to go in the middle, and for sure, that card cannot make its way back to the top. Oh, this just sucks. I'll tell you what, we're going to place the four on the floor, and I'm going to put my grippers on it. So there's no way that card could be anywhere near the top of the... Oh, man. Wait a second. If that's there, then what's there? And of course, at this point, the participant would reach under and find that they actually have the three of spades. Man, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what. How about I just turn the deck into a piece of gum? So you see, it's like the same thing, because you're turning the deck into something else. Now, there's a billion different ways of doing it. That's just one example. But here's pretty much the basic concept. You're going to take something and you're going to place it under the deck. That's it. You're going to have a card picked. Now, while they're looking at the card, or while something's happening, in this case, they could be looking at the fact that this card says, Nathan is a bitch virgin. I apologize if your name is Nathan, but you are apparently a bitch virgin. Now, at this point, you could do whatever ambitious card routine you want. However, there needs to be a moment where this card is face down on the table and they need to turn it over. Or maybe the card's in their hand and they turn it over. Because while they're busy turning over this card from the table, you're going to do just a little bit of a deck ditch. Meaning, you're going to place the deck and you're going to deposit most of them in your pocket apart from one and the piece of gum. You could do this fairly easily by getting a break right below the bottom card. You could buckle that bottom card and get a break right there above it. These are techniques you could learn in the PigCake Magic Academy.
I know a lot about you, like why you're watching this ad, and it's specifically because you've looked up magic tricks. Well, hey there, my name's PigCake, and I've been doing magic trick tutorials on YouTube for the better part of 6 years. And I'm here to tell you about the PigCake Magic Academy with over 1,200 videos already uploaded, designed to make you an expert magician. You get access to all the content the moment you sign up, and I'm uploading every single week. As a matter of fact, I uploaded a video today. Just look at that list of moves, tricks, ideas that you're gonna get access to the moment you sign up. It doesn't end. As a matter of fact, I could stop talking completely, and the list is still gonna keep going. Just look. So check it out, the PigCake Magic Academy. The link is going to be below. I go with you, but I'm stuck in this video. But I'll wait for you to go ahead and click it. Go ahead, you know you want to.
Didn't expect an ad there, did you, right? Hopefully that entices you to join it, even though you're probably annoyed because you're trying to follow a tutorial and I just snuck an ad in there. But what that ensures is that when they're busy turning this card over, so it could be after, for example, you've displayed that their card just made its way back to the top, you could place this card in the middle of the deck just like this and go, oh yeah, definitely your card's not on the top of the deck. I don't even want to look. Put this on the table. Why don't you look? And of course, while they look, they're going to see that it's the card. That's a way of doing it. And while that's happening, all that I'm doing is that I'm just going to deposit the cards in my pocket, come out with just a single card and still the object that I want to convert the deck to underneath. Now at this point, I could take the card back and I'm seemingly going to place it in the middle of the deck. However, this is really what's going on. That card is going underneath the top card of the deck and going above the stick of gum. But from this angle, it looks like that card's going in the middle of the deck. Look at how great that looks. Now at this point, you have a number of options. You could delay the reveal by lifting up these two cards as one and saying, oh, unfortunately, your card comes back to the top of the deck. Now at this point, I'm just hiding my hand here, seeming like I'm holding a deck. However, I'm holding actually just a piece of gum. You could also turn the deck into the gum just like this. All I'm doing there is that I'm just squeezing the card and putting it into Tenkai palm as I reveal the stick of gum. So these cards are actually going in a Tenkai palm, being pressed by my thumb and held by the fingers as I reveal the gum to the participants, which is great because my hands are essentially mirroring each other. Now, obviously, this is going to have some angle concerns. So another way of doing this is you could show the card to have come to the top of the deck. I'm just holding two cards as one. And then here, I'm just going to slap the card on the deck, which is going to be a somewhat visual transformation. They're expecting to have a deck of cards in my hand, and then it turns into a stick of gum of which you could offer them and say your breath stinks. This was really the point of the trick. It was just an intervention to get you to use gum. So all I'm doing there is just sliding my thumb down the length of the card and then using both cards, in this case that I'm holding together as one, to slap on apparently the deck to turn it into the stick of gum. So this could be a nice visual transformation as well if you don't want to do the Tenkai. Now that little routine that I showed you as an example is a great one because you have a transposition. So all you're doing is you have two cards picked and you're pretending like you can't have one of the cards on top of the deck. You keep getting it to the top, but unfortunately you can't have it there. So ultimately you lose the card somewhere in the middle of the deck. Really, guess what? You're keeping it on top of the deck. Then you're going to have another card picked and apparently placed in the middle as you have the same exact problem. Oh man, the card can't be on top. Man, it's on top again. I'll tell you what, we're going to put it somewhere I can't reach. So here I'm just going to deposit the card on the table. Really, I'm putting the first participant's card because if you haven't guessed it, I'm doing double lifts, right? You got to keep up with me here, buddies. So you're doing a double lift, turning that card over, placing it on the floor in this case, and they could put their foot over it. And here what's great is that you could still show the cards on top of the deck. And when they're taking that card from the floor and showing it around, you have all the time in the world. In this case, if you want, you could have the gum or whatever object you want to convert it to. In this pocket, you have this card over here. All you're doing is depositing all the cards apart from the top card of the deck, and you're just coming in and sneaking that underneath. That's it. So now you have the gum underneath. You have the card on top. They take the card, they show it around, and now you're ready to do any transformation that you want. It does seem like a bold move, but keep in mind you're doing it under heavy misdirection. You could essentially bring in an elephant. You could bring your mom into the trick, and it'll be fine because your mom's an elephant. She's big, girthy, she's fat. She's fat. And if you get really ballsy, you could even do this with a potato. You could do it with a potato. You see that? You can't do that with the Omni deck, can you? Right? It's just a clear plastic block. With this, you could actually use anything you want. You could turn it into a potato, a cheese, a gum, condoms. You could give them condoms, have them practice safe sex. And all it requires is just a little bit of direction of attention for you just to ditch the cards and then turn it into something else, whether visually, if you want to snap it, if you want to do it as a gag and you go, well, I guess that just leaves me with bad breath. And it's this sort of misdirection transformation. So it's a fun way of doing what is essentially an Omni deck, however, without resorting to the traditional Omni deck because it's just about the surprise. The trick sucks. Come on, be better, be different. But that's the video, I guess. Make sure to join the Academy. Check it out. Check it out. Over 1,000 videos, rave reviews all around. People say it's great. So why don't you check it out for yourself? You see how it kind of changes the color of the card. That's kind of interesting, right? I don't know what advice to tell you at the end of the video. Usually I like to say little things that would make you, I don't know, a better person. Oh, potato. Potato's great. This is a good thing to eat. It fills you up. You don't want to eat a lot of them because, especially frying it, right, like French fries. But, you know, a nice little thing with some salt. It's great, great, especially if you are trying to diet. One thing to note, though, is that when it starts growing the little things, you don't want to eat them. When it starts growing the little thingies. I used to think you could just take them off and it's good to go. No, no, no. You want to discard them at that point.
I see you again. When 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 I see